Record it. Okay, thanks so much, you guys, for being on the call. I know in the summer times it's kind of nutso and crazy. 10 a.m. in the morning, I know some of you are at work and some of you are just, I'm going to mute some of the. Yep. Hold on a second. Sorry, I muted myself. Let me mute everyone. Just mute all. Yes, and then, can you, okay, you can hear me, right? Okay. So anyhow, thanks so much for being on the call. A few announcements and then we'll go ahead and get started. So as you know, it's Team Cup month. So if you haven't been checking in with your Team Cup, please do that, or please check in with the team page. I always have an accountability post that goes up each night, and just use that as your check-in system. Just remember, just because the other members may not be doing anything, be accountable to it for yourself, because I know that some months I have Team Cups that are just gung-ho and they go all in, but it really is a good gauge to just say, okay, am I inviting, am I talking to people, am I doing my to-do list? Because at the end of the day, you're responsible for yourself, obviously not to run other people's businesses, okay? The cool thing is though, however, if you are part of a Team Cup, it is cool to push together as a team and to kind of push yourself out of your comfort zone to maybe do things you never thought you could do, whether it's getting yourself on the board for the first time, or whether it's, you know, just making Success Club. It's awesome just to make sure that you're going out there and putting yourself out there, just to being accountable to those vital behaviors every day. So the Team Cup goes to the 31st of the month, so we're just halfway through the month. You're by all means it's not over. So make sure you're checking into the group of your accountability. I obviously have a Team Cup going. I've been trying to go live in there and kind of give each other ideas. I encourage you today to just reach out to any person on your Team Cup, and just send them a message. Hey girl, how are you doing? How is, I just wanted to check in with you. You're part of our team, and I just wanted to encourage you to see how you're, I really think that accountability is huge, and you never know how much that would mean to someone. So just check in with them. Okay, so I just looked at my calendar and I was like, whoa, we have a team live event tomorrow. And usually I have people scheduled to talk, so I'm going to post in the team page, and I'm going to give an open 24-hour notice of anyone that wants to go off the script that we use every single time we do this. So if you're brave and you really want to put yourself out there, I think that would just be a great opportunity to just go off a script, give yourself a chance to go live and just kind of feel what it's like. I know that it may seem scary. I know that it may seem something like, oh my gosh, I've never done that before, but you got to do brave things and put yourself out of your comfort zone in order to start sharing your story. I know it's kind of like riding a bike. You do it the first time, you may fall off and scrape your knee. And there has been times where people are stuttering and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot my train of thought. It's okay. That's what live is all about. Every single person is there encouraging you, and you have a script to go off of. You just read off of it. And so if you want to be part of that live event, please let me know. And if you don't want to be part of the live event, please come and support your team, because I can do the whole thing by myself. I don't want to, but depending on who does it, we may have 2 people. We usually go with 4 people. It's a really cool thing to create that team atmosphere, create that team event, and really start inviting to that. So before the end of the afternoon, I will have that event up so that the entire team can invite to that, so that your goal is to invite 5 people to that live event tomorrow. And here's the deal. It only takes one person to just feel a connection with the team and be like, I want to be part of that. And if we do these consistently, that's what's going to happen, is they're going to be part of that team atmosphere and feel the culture of our team. So make sure that you're looking at the calendars from month to month to make sure that that's what you're inviting to. We also have the 5-day sneak peek, okay, the following week. So just know that I will give you more information about the team live call. Okay, let's get going here. As you know, it's summertime. I appreciate each and one of you on. I know you're going to all share this with your teams or tag your success partners, so make sure you do when I post it in the team page. We have the pleasure of having April McDonald on the call. Honestly, April and I just kind of connected in the last month or so. And really, it was all because I don't know, someone posted on the wall, I want to exchange team calls. and April reached out to me, or I reached out to her, and we're like, we should exchange calls. And I don't know, she might have saw me speak at Summit. I think she might have saw me, and she was like, hey, I think I relate, and we should switch calls. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, being brave. I've been telling my team, April, that, oh my gosh, I almost fell over and like passed out when I did that. But that's what it does, is it opens opportunities for people to be like, hey, I get her, other coaches, and then you have other opportunities, because I don't know if I ever would have connected with April otherwise. And it's been a really cool thing checking in with her. I mean, we just message each other every couple days. Okay, so a little bit about April, and then she will tell you and get going. She is a 7-star diamond coach. She's a 2-star qualifying in her second business center, which means that once she hits that, she'll be receiving bonuses in 2 business centers. She has 3 diamonds in her hubby's account, which I think that adds up to 12 diamonds altogether. They're just not combined in the same center. That's pretty awesome. She's a Success Club 10 legend, which means she's consistently making Success Club. She's a 2015 elite coach and on her way to being a 2016 elite coach, which, having, as you know, being elite for 2 years in a row is big guns. And she's in, are you in your 3rd trimester, April? Did you just get into your 3rd trimester? Are you almost? Okay. She is I shouldn't say newly pregnant. She's pregnant, and she's absolutely flippin' adorable. So make sure you follow her. And I just, when she asked me to do a team call, like, I went to her page and I was like, I'm obsessed with her page now. Like, I tell you this all the time. There's only people I follow, because I don't want to get into the trap of trying to follow 30,000 coaches and then going, oh my gosh, I'm not doing enough. But she's really good at breadcrumbing her story, which I've told my entire team and talked to my team about. And when I was like, somehow Instagram came up, and I was like, she's like, oh yeah, this is me. And I click on her page and I'm like, do you really have 50,000 followers? And she's like, yeah, that's me. And she's like all humble about it. And I'm like, okay, let's switch some calls, because I do my like page, and all of my coaches typically do their like page. I have a few coaches that do Instagram, and definitely some coaches that do it well. But this is where I struggle, and I'm really excited to take notes today. So without further ado, April, thank you so much for being on my call. And I'm so excited to hear what you have to say.
Thank you. And yeah, you guys are so lucky to have Kiana as your leader, because I just adore her. I've kind of saw some of the posts that she makes in our 5-star group, and like, she's just very sarcastic, and I'm like, oh, this girl just gets me. So that was kind of why I decided to reach out to her, because when she was speaking at Summit, I'm like, I feel like we have so much in common. And so she is really good at Facebook. She's really good at going live. That's something that, our team is not as big into. So it's really cool when you do things like that, and that happens, that everybody has their own strengths. So it's really cool to see, like, okay, she's going to host our call this week and talk about going live and, Facebook, and I'm able to help you guys with Instagram. So don't be afraid to reach out. Nobody is going to be like, you stupid freak, leave me alone. I don't want to help you. Because people are Beachbody coaches because they generally want to help each other. So, just be a giver, and it will come back to you as well. It's not like, oh, sorry, this training's only for my coaches, and, things like that. So everything I do on YouTube is public. I'm happy to share with anybody. So you can always go check me out on YouTube. All of my trainings and team calls and all that stuff is on there. So I actually have talked about Instagram on so many team calls when people are like, what are you good at? I'm like, Instagram. So I do have a PowerPoint that I use. So I'm going to do that. I'll just tell you really quickly a little bit about my background story, so you can kind of get to know me a little bit better. So I started as a coach in 2013, April. So it's been a little over 3 years, and I was working at a corporate job, or a corporate fitness center. I have my master's in exercise physiology, but basically wanted to do cardiac rehab, pulmonary rehab, and nothing was available. It was all PRN. Like, Susie's sick today, she can't come in. Do you want a job? I'm like, no, that's not going to pay the bills. So I was working at a corporate fitness center, teaching fitness classes, personal training, and basically folding towels. I had a boss at the time that would snap her fingers at me, like talk to me like a dog. I barely made $30,000 a year. I was miserable. I had to be at the gym at 5:45 in the morning. Sometimes I was there till 8 at night. It was just awful. So I found my coach on Instagram. She was doing a giveaway for Shakeology samples. That's all I used Instagram for before, was free stuff. And I won a lot of free stuff there because I just, that's all I did is enter contests. So that's why I started following her. And then she was like, are you sick of your job? Is your boss a jerk? Are you feeling unfulfilled, underpaid? And I was just like, yes, yes, yes. And I was that girl that honestly we wish every single person was. I reached out to her. She sent me a video, a webinar. I watched it and I signed up. She said, well, I have a team call tonight if you want to hop on. I hopped on her team call and I signed up that night. So, I understand that some people, it takes more exposure, but for me, I was like, I had to put it on the credit card. I had $7 in my bank account when I started. And I knew that I had a student loan payment coming out the next day and my bank account was going to be negative. But I had nowhere else to go. I had nowhere else to go but up because my life just really freaking sucked. And I knew that I just had to make a change. So I didn't think I was going to be great at it. Had no sales experience. I didn't know a ton of people in Charlotte. I'm from Pittsburgh, PA originally. So I was like, I don't know anybody here. I'm going to suck at this. And I just didn't let that stop me. I didn't think in my head right away. I didn't grasp I'm going to be amazing. I'm going to do all this. But I saw the potential and I was like, I'm just going to work really freaking hard because that's all I had to do my whole life. Like in order to get good grades, I literally lived at the library. I've had 3 jobs from the time I was 16 until I was probably 27, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Like I have just been a workaholic. That's how my dad is. That's how my family is. And I just knew that if I worked hard enough, eventually something had to give. So I did it when I didn't feel like it. I showed up. I made time when I didn't have time. I did my work on the way to my job. I was listening to personal development. On my lunch hour, I was sending my messages, sending my invites, doing my follow-ups. And on the way home, I was on the call with a coach prospect or a coach client. And then I would get home, do my workout, make dinner, hang out with my hubby. And then I would work again until 1 a.m. and get up and do it again. So, I was able to quit my job in 1 year and 9 months. And I was able to actually last July bring my husband home from his restaurant management position. He worked 65 hours a week and he was never home. When I was working, he would be sleeping when I left and he wouldn't get home till 3 a.m. So I would be sleeping when he got home. And I was like, I'm not going to raise a family with me feeling like a single mom. I know people do it. Good for them. I would have no idea how to do that. And so I just, that was kind of my big goal is I don't want to even think about a family until you can be home with me. So this year he's became a realtor. So he does that. He's got a really flexible schedule and our lives are just 100% different because I did it when I didn't feel like it. And that's my best advice is just show up every day. Even if I'm on vacation doing this, I'm still going to post. I'm still going to, check in for even at the very least 30 minutes a day because this is my passion and this is something that doesn't feel like work to me. So, I do not take days off, and the days that I'm like with family or doing this, I'm not saying don't have a life, but if you're productive instead of just busy, you have no idea with how much you can do. So, now let me share my screen. Where is it? Oh, hold on. I have to exit full screen before it'll let me do that. Share screen. There we go. All right. So basically, Instagram is my jam. That's how I found my coach. That's how I've been able to find a ton of my coaches. Most of my rock stars are from Instagram. So my handle is April K_McDonald. If you want to go and check me out there, I try to post 1 or 2 times a day, every day. If you go and look at my page, you'll see I do this thing and I don't know why. I've just, my coach did it with like a white background. I'm going to go to mine and see. Oh wait, I can't even see my thing, so that's not going to work. Let's see. Can you see me? No. Let's see. Where am I? Not very technology savvy. Okay, so you can see like every 3 pictures, I do a pink thing, and then I do 2 other pictures. And I literally I've done this for almost 2 years. It looks really uniformed and I love it. But I actually just decided last night that I'm not going to do that anymore because I feel like I'm not adding as much value as I could because I'm so focused on that. It's cool and it looks fun, but I'm like, oh, I can't post this recipe. I have to post a white picture. And then I don't find one. So then I don't post anything for a while. So you don't have to have it uniformed. I think it looks cool. I'm not a structured person. I'm so like not a type A personality that I'm like, okay, this causes me stress, so I'm not doing this anymore. But yeah, and Kiana said something like, how do you have so many followers? I will tell you, I did buy some of my followers because as I do features, and we'll talk about that, I wanted to have more followers because I look reputable. I don't know about you, but my mindset is if I go to somebody and they have a crap ton of followers and they look fun, I'm like, I'll follow it. But if I went to somebody, even if I thought they were kind of cool and they only had 300 followers, I'd be like, not sure. So, I built 12,000 followers plus on my own, but there, I did do some of that. So don't think that I'm super amazing, but what I've been doing does work. So that's what I'm going to talk about. All right. So be professional because you just want to show up and make your pictures attractive. So if you go to my Instagram and you're taking a look at it, one of my biggest things I really try to do is make my food bright and make my pictures bright. And I use a filter on every single thing I post on Instagram because Instagram, your thumbnails are like this big. So if somebody finds your picture on a hashtag, they're going to decide in 2 seconds if they want to even go to your page to look. And if it's a sloppy picture of like your oatmeal, they're going to be like, no, I'm not taking the time to click on that. So make your pictures bright, make them clear to see. Don't add a ton of wording. Don't make them collages. I hate collages so bad. My team knows. I'm like, no, you do not need a picture of your puppy, of your workout, of your shake, and of your fruit. You do not need that. I overload. So I'm very much like, if you are going to post anything, you can do a before and after, or like, what shoes should I wear? What hair should I do? What outfit? That's the only time you can have like 3 or 4 is if it's like asking like an engagement post. But I am so big on that. I hate the ugly green borders or whatever people put on them. I don't know. That's just for me. And especially on Instagram, collages are even worse because your pictures are this big and then people are looking at collages. So it's just ugly. So focus on one photo and you're going to get a better response for that. So there's also, if you don't want to do your makeup and you want to post a selfie and you look like a hot mess, there is an app for that. And I always tell people, I'm like, if there's a difference between being fake and, being clean and presentable. And so there's this app, it's called Perfect 365. And I usually put my makeup on in my pictures with that because I'm never wearing makeup. And it's not about being like, I'm so put together. If somebody will comment on it, oh my gosh, your eyelashes look so great. I'm like, girl, it's an app. Download it. It's amazing. And so I'm not like, thank you. I know I'm amazing. But I tell them, I'm like, it's an app. I love playing with it. And so that made me go get eyelash extensions because I love them so much. And, I'm very honest with people and I tell them that. And that's what they like about me is that I'm not pretending I'm somebody I'm not, but I like my pictures to look good. So but yeah, you just have to stand out in a noisy world. So here's some of my top apps for picture editing. Camera Plus, I have an iPhone as well. Camera Plus is my jam. That's my number one thing I use. And I do all kinds of fun filters with this. This whiteogram is perfect for Instagram because everything has to be a square. So it'll just add white pictures. So if you're looking at my Instagram, you see a lot of them have white borders, and that's the whiteogram because I'll just take a picture and it makes it a square for me. Keep it consistent, and I honestly just use the white background. Don't use colors. Keep it clean, and that's going to be really your best bet. Vibrantly is amazing for food photos. You don't want to use it for like a picture of your face, but what I do, my best advice, all of my pictures of food, you can basically see some of my backyard or my front yard in it because I take it outside because the lighting is better. My neighbors definitely think I'm crazy. I go outside and take pictures 3 times a day. And then I use the Vibrantly app. But the lighting outside is night and day. So for you to take a picture inside under your kitchen lights versus just stepping outside, be that crazy neighbor. Who cares? You're going to get followers. You're going to change lives. Ignore your neighbors. And so that's what I really do with my food. So Perfect 365, that was that makeup tutorial app, it is a tutorial if you want. I never do the tutorial. I just fix my face with it. And then Word Swag is really, really cool. So that's how you add words to photos. And it's really makes it look really cool. It's like a graphic designer kind of look for it. So those are my top ones. Camera Plus, Perfect 365 for your face, whiteogram, and vibrantly for food. And sometimes I'll use other things here and there, but those are my top ones. So hashtag, 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 and not like hashtag Beachbody Coach, hashtag 21 Day Fix, hashtag Shakeology, because the only people searching those hashtags are other Beachbody coaches. So don't waste your time. I usually don't even use fitness hashtags because most of the time they're either doing Beachbody, Avocare, It Works, or, something like that they're trying to find that target market. So I am going with the people that are my person, that are my target market. So I'm searching things about, I'll search the hashtag whatever week. So I'm 27 weeks pregnant this week. So I'll search 27 weeks pregnant. I'll search, things about wine, running, guacamole, pizza, peanut butter, like German Shepherds. That's my niche. And so I'm looking for people that way because I would rather connect with somebody over that than connect with somebody that's, into fitness, but probably is either already doing Beachbody or one of these other companies, or is, I just feel like I would rather connect with somebody on a different level. And it's a lot less weeding out, like, are they a distributor for this? Are they doing this? Are they a customer already? So, what I do is I put in the notes section of my phone 30 hashtags. And so you can use up to 30 per picture. I actually probably, most of mine have 25 in them because I like to do silly hashtags. Like I might do a picture of guacamole and then I'll do hashtag we'll squat for guac, which is not going to be a popular hashtag. It's just me being silly and showing my sense of humor. So like yesterday I did something and I said, hashtag I love Jesus, but I cuss a little. That's not a super popular, I think there was only like 1,200 people in the entire United States that have ever used that. So no, that's not, world, not just United States. So that's not a popular hashtag, but I'll just do silly things like that because my biggest thing is humor. And that's a lot of the way that I attract people, because if you can make me laugh, you're like my best friend. So that's really important to me. So that's me showing my sense of humor. So be somewhere in the middle of generic and specific. So hashtag dogs is a waste of time and nobody will see it. If you're not searching that hashtag, like within that 2 seconds that you posted it, it's going to be so far down the list. The same thing is like hashtag fitness. It's going to be so far down the list because everybody throughout the world is using that. And it's, based off of when you're looking and when you're posted. So if somebody's not looking and searching that hashtag at that split second, you're just wasting your time. So, and hashtag GSDs are my fave is a waste of time because you'll be one of like the only 5 people using it. So maybe GSDs are the best is a great middle ground. So what you can do is you can actually search on Instagram and you can just search hashtags and it'll tell you how many times that thing has been used. So aim for at least 10,000 is a good goal. If it's like 1 bajillion, then again, same thing. It's going to be a waste of time because a lot of people are going to they're going to miss your post. Then use the same hashtags to 531 people. And 531 is something that is so big on our team. It's part of our power hour. We do it every day. So what you do is you're searching the hashtags of these things for your target market. So, I used to be a huge runner. I run like 4 marathons, love half marathons, things like that. I haven't ran since my last marathon last November and haven't missed it either yet. So, but I still really get along with runners. So I might search hashtag love to run and I'll see a picture that kind of catches my eye. So then I'll go to that person's page and I'll like 5 or more of their photos. I'll comment on 3 and then I do 1 invite message. So the 5 is liking 5 photos, 3 is commenting, and 1 invite message. And I'm not just like, good job, way to go, because doesn't really, all you can do is say thanks or a thumbs up back. So I'm asking open-ended questions. So say they posted a picture of them with their race medal. I'd be like, oh my gosh, girl, you rocked it. What a great time. I'm so excited for you. How did you feel during your race? Or how was the course? Or how was the weather that day? Or something like that's going to generate a response. And I also try to add a compliment too. So I compliment, ask an open-ended question. So they're going to start a conversation back. So avoid, I already said that, but incorporate 10 to 15 minutes into your power hour every day. So I try to do at least 5 people a day where I'm inviting them from Instagram to Facebook. So my invite message might be a direct message. It might be just a comment on their post. A lot of time I'll say something like, girl, I just stalked the poop out of your page and I love your post. You're so funny. I feel like we should be friends. Are you on Facebook? I feel like we could chat more there. I don't say anything about coaching. I don't say anything about a challenge group, because it is annoying when people are like, I would love to add you to my free accountability group, blah, blah, blah. You're like, no. So that does not work for people. That's like, no, thanks, I'm good. So just try to focus on building that relationship instead of like, have you ever thought about being a coach? I just love your post. That's going to be like, no, you're just spamming me. You don't even know, where I'm from. You know nothing about me. So I focus on building relationships, telling them I love their post. I feel like we have a lot in common, whatever. And that's why I really try to find people that are my niche, so I can be like, oh my gosh, I have a German Shepherd too. It's like being a mom with a kid that has the same birthday. You're like, oh, it is so fun. That's what I really try to focus on, is finding that middle ground. Instagress.com is a website that you can actually pay to have it like and comment on other people's things. I don't comment with it, because if you ever look, sometimes you might get these like comments that are like, great job, great shot, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, what? It was a picture of like something that didn't match up with that comment or something. So those are people probably using things like Instagress. So I don't do comments. I used to, and I was like commenting on a lot of stuff somehow with like men with like their shirt off and like stuff like this. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening here. So what I had to do is I had to go in, and don't ever use generic hashtags or you'll be like liking and commenting. I was like liking like M&M stuff and all this stuff that was just like so not me. I was like, what is happening here? So they have a generic list of hashtags, and I erase them all, and I put in my hashtags that I like search with. So I don't do comments anymore. I really just do likes, and you can do followers as well. You can then unfollow. But for me, I really just do likes, because what it does is somebody's going to log in and they're going to say, April liked 6 of your photos. And they're going to be like, who is this? Especially if it's somebody that's like not doing a business or something. They're going to, they're just somebody posting about their German Shepherd. They're going to be like, dude, who is this? And then they're going to go to my page and be like, oh, I love her recipes. I love her workout videos, or whatever it is, and follow you. So that it's really just getting more eyes on your stuff is why I love it. And it's very cheap. I think it's like $10 for 30 days. And then I think I think you can try it free for 3 days too, if you want to try it out, but it just gets a lot of traffic to your page. And then those people that come and like your photos or follow you, then you can kind of take a look at them and 531 them. So it also, my Instagress helps me in kind of knowing, okay, I'm going to go to this person and 531 them because they came and liked my page. So yeah. And then if you're doing followers or whatever, I unfollow anybody that's male. If they're not in the North America, I unfollow. So if you're using the follow feature and then you're going back through and unfollowing, you can do that. But to keep it simple, just do likes. That's easiest. All right. Interacting with followers. Respond to everyone. They took the time out of their day to love on your stuff. Take the time out of yours to respond, or they're not going to keep responding. They're not going to keep leaving comments if they're like, April, I love your post. April, you're so sweet. April, your outfit's so cute. And you're just like, girl, I don't got time for you. They're not going to keep engaging with you. So create quality followers. Same rules on Facebook. But, I get behind a lot, and I noticed that was something that I was really struggling with. So I have an assistant, and I love her, and she's so much like me. We are so very similar that I just have her now. She does my engaging with responding to people on Instagram. And I've given her, if it's like a business related thing, she'll just be like, hey, you've got some messages you're going to need to respond to. But for the most part, she's a 29-year-old girl like me. She's loves chevron and polka dots and is really outgoing and sarcastic. So I got really lucky and I found her, and she's able to, just respond to people. And that helps me so much because I knew that was something I sucked at. So I can't delegate out, inviting. I can't delegate out starting new conversations, but things like that, I've found that delegating out is so much better than just forgetting about it for a week. So, don't discredit word of mouth. If people like you, they're going to tell their friends about you. So just make sure that you think about other blogs or Instagram accounts or whatever that you like, and what about their page keeps you coming back for more. And that's kind of something that you need to be adding value. The National Wake Up Call today was awesome. She talked about, saying, if you're good at something, like make a live video about it and do that and do that on Facebook. And, you can do a video on Instagram. You can, just talk about it in your post, whatever it is. So if somebody asks you a lot, like, girl, how do you do your eyeliner? Or how do you do your side braid? How do you get that messy bun? Make a tutorial about it, because people want to know. And that's going to be your niche of people that want to know about that. All right, calls to action. Depending on what I'm asking for, I'll put my call to action link in my bio, because links aren't clickable in your captions for Instagram. So if I'm making a coach post, I'll make a link to either my blog or a Woofu form or something, and I'll put that, because you can put a website in your Instagram bio. So, if I'm going to make a coach post, then I will put that up there for them to use it. So if I make a post for people to like my Facebook like page for a recipe, I'll put that link in my bio. So sometimes I do like a teaser, and I'll be like, if you want the link for this, like my like page, you'll find it there, or something like that. No, I don't have it. I used to have a 22-minute hardcore link when it came out, but right now I think it is a coach link. It says on mine, apply to join my tribe of weirdos. And then it is, I think it's linked to my blog. Oh, page not found. Well, that's good to know. So it's linked to nothing. I need to change that. Let me write that down. Glad I'm doing this call. All right. So, but yeah, if your call to action is a message, just say message you. If it's a click this link, whatever it is. Some people are too lazy to find you, so they add you and then message you. So let them message you on Instagram if that's easier for them at first too. I do some direct messaging on Instagram as well. What to post? I mean, it's the same thing as Facebook. I just do more value on Instagram. It's not as personal. I still show me and I still try to be me, but they're not going to want to see 30 pictures of your kids and your pets. So they need to make sure that they're coming to you for recipes. They're coming to you for motivation. They're coming to you for fashion, fitness tips, whatever it is. So it's a little bit of you, but it's more value on Instagram. And then when you want to build that more closer connection, you're getting them to Facebook, because that's when they're going to see the little things about your day. So post 1 to 2 times a day, be you, don't be a Beachbody robot. In the beginning, I try to be perfect. I try to be like, I just ran 10 miles and I taught 7 boot camp classes and here's my salad for lunch. And I'm sure people would be like, this girl sucks, like eat a pizza. So, you want to make sure that you're being real. And if you have pizza, talk about it. Don't hide it. You're human. And that's what people connect with, not a perfect coach. I would not want anything to do with a coach that ran 10 miles a day and didn't like carbs. I'd be like, nope, you're not my person. And I don't know how to talk to you. So, sharing your story is a must. This is something that I struggle with. I do not do nearly enough. I really think that you need to be sharing a part of your story every 2 weeks. So sometimes like Kiana said, I'll breadcrumb it in, but I would love to see, and she talked about this today on the National Wake Up Call too, just, not just waiting for Transformation Tuesday to share your story, talking about your short story and talking about, your emotional struggles, physical, financial, whatever, talking about different parts of your story. So you're not going to copy and paste every 2 weeks. Here's my story. Here's my story. You're sharing different pieces of it. Inviting to coaching and challenge groups every week is a must. And you can just slap your Facebook post right to IG. A lot of times I do that. I don't create duplicate content. I'm posting the same thing a lot of times on Facebook that I am on Instagram. So invite to free groups, challenges, coaches, just basically the same way that you do on Facebook. And then my link I'll say something to join, add me to Facebook at blah, 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 my Facebook URL, and message me with, I want in on your boot camp thing, things like that. So here was something from my hammer and chisel results. So I'll talk about that. Kind of thing. And then I'll just tell a little bit about my story. And same call to action as you would on Facebook. Invite people to tag friends. That's a great way to get more eyes on your stuff. So this post is funny. It says, almost now you may speak, never mind, I have to go poop now. And it's a coffee mug. So just kind of silly. And so I had like 33 comments of people tagging their friends in this because it made them laugh. So, you know, I'll say something like tag a coffee lover below or something like that. So yeah, I talked about sharing your story, and not just your physical, talking about your internal struggle. You know, I battled with eating disorders and self-confidence and emotional abuse and a ton of stuff. So I put that out there, and it was really scary. And the first time I put it on Facebook, I hadn't even told my mom. Like, it was in the past. It was probably 2 years past that I was suffering with bulimia, and I wasn't at that time when I posted about it, but I never even told my mom. She found out through Facebook, and people are like, what? I'm like, yeah, you got to share your story. It's going to be uncomfortable. If I can do that, you can do this. So, you know, and as soon as I did, it was like my business changed. I really started to see people, and I attracted a ton of people that had eating disorders before and had self-confidence issues. And it's really cool because those are my people. And so many of the coaches on my team are past eating disorder recoverers. So it's really cool to see that your vibe attracts your tribe. So yeah, I started with 200 followers and it continues to grow, and I haven't updated this PowerPoint in a while, but Shalane Johnson Instagram Impact Academy is amazing. If you want to dig into the training, it's really self-paced. It's super simple. Everything I basically learned was from her. If you're putting it on Facebook, slap it on Instagram as well. Brand yourself. You know, I have people tagging me all the time for Chipotle, wine, guacamole, and German Shepherd stuff. They know or pizza. Like, those are things that people know I'm obsessed with. Let people in on your life, and, you know, let them know, like, your target market. If I looked at it a year ago and thought my target market is this, I wouldn't think like, oh, I attract people that like Mexican food and wine. Like, that would not be something I would sit down and think, but that's how it is, because you just go through your life and you share your story and you share little bits and pieces about you so that they can really get to know you. Yeah. Okay. So that's all I have.
That's all you have, really? Like, my hand is like, my hand is going to explode.
I talk so fast. I'm so sorry.
No. It's like so awesome. Is there any way I can get a copy of that, the slides, or if I can take pictures of them? Or,
yeah, I'll send it to you.
Just so that, I don't know, like, I won't. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Okay, seriously, like, blow my mind. I am such like a kindergartner on Instagram that like all of this stuff was like, this is what I need. Okay, here's a couple questions for you. Okay. And it's not an excuse, it's just how it is. So I haven't posted on Instagram for over a month. I got blocked out of my account, and then I just never posted. Like, now I can get back on, but I was like, oh, it's not worth it because I've never built a following on there. So would it just be good just to restart with, would you think if people haven't had a good following yet, or if they haven't built that, just to restart where you are right now? And then just, what do you think? Like, do you just go back? Do you have to go back and would you delete photos, or would you just go back and just start from, just start today and just be like, this is who I am now? Because eventually your news feeds will be filled up with the new photos, right?
Right. I would say, yours is probably still kind of somewhat fitness beach body-esque. So I would say just start with that. If you were like a new coach and it was 17,000 pictures of your kids, then maybe you'd want to start a new one. But if it's already got some fitness and recipes and things thrown in there, then just continue to go, and just really focus on getting value in there. Okay. So get that content in. It's not, I've had people, I do an Instagram training for my team, and I have people that will start with, which is basically just going more in depth with all the stuff we talked about today. So I'll have people that might start with 78 followers and they can end up with 1,000 followers, after that 30 days. Or I'll have people that are like, I'm just going to start it brand new, and they have great results too. So it's really whatever you think. But if you scroll down far on mine, I have some terrible, no good, new old posts. So you can also go through and just delete any really dark photos that you have that are recent. You don't need to scroll, because if you don't want to do that, chances are other people aren't going to scroll through all that. So, it's totally up to you. It's not a big deal if you have 100 followers and you start a new account, or if so 100 followers is, in the grand scheme of things, isn't a huge deal either way. So if you want to start fresh, you can. But nobody's going to judge you for pictures that are, a year back.
Right. I totally get that. I think that if you're consistent from now on, because mine is fitness, but you can create kind of that's the thing that I struggle with is, I know this sounds so stupid, but like I just forget to post on Instagram, and then it was like, oh, do I link it or do I not link it? So do you post on Instagram and link it to your like page, or do you just post them separately?
No, I don't have it linked because the way Facebook algorithm works is they want you to post directly to that.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to see that more. So I copy paste.
Okay, and it's not really that difficult once you make that decision.
No. Okay. The only tip I will give you, if you go to my Instagram and any of my longer posts, I have a period in between lines. If you just hit enter, a lot of times it doesn't go to the next line. So like,
how do you do that? I'm trying.
Just put a period. Just do enter, period, enter.
Enter.
And then it'll.
Okay. Yeah. That's like if you want the paragraph to be broken up, right?
Mm-hmm. That's really the only difference I make in my post is I add a period for Instagram. Sometimes I just leave. Sometimes I do Instagram first and copy it to Facebook, and then there's just a period.
So I know you said that your filters matter, and I'm really excited about Whiteagram because I've always wondered that. I don't know why, I've never known that, and then Vibrant whatever tree. So do you use like Vibrant Tree for like every photo or just food? You said just
Vibrantly food? Is just food.
Oh, Vibrantly. How about I add that? Okay, Vibrantly for just food. But then, so are they kind of similar to like the theme? Because I know a big thing is like using the same filter on all photos. That's what I was running into. So like, do you use kind of the same filter on your exercise and other photos, and then you use the same filter on your Vibrantly, or how are you kind of doing that so that they kind of match the tone?
I am not the best at keeping them all symmetrical. I do love the HDR filter on Camera Plus. Let me see if I can get an example. So this is kind of an example of an HDR filter.
Oh yeah.
Like I love that. So I'll use that a lot, but for the most part, I'm just focusing on brightness. So I use like the flash on the Camera Plus because I just want my pictures bright. Okay. So I am not the best person to ask. Like a lot of mine are HDR. I love HDR. If you want to look at branding, Nikki Whiting, who's a coach, is amazing. I won't even see her name and I'll know it's her just by scrolling through my newsfeed. I'm not the greatest at that, but yeah, that, and you could do, what is it? Candy font Candy is really good with that. It stopped working on my computer or my phone, so I deleted it. I never downloaded it again, but those are it's easy to kind of pick the same one and have a theme with that. I think that one's called Font Candy.
Yeah. Okay, that answers my questions. And then you said you paid for someone to like manage your account, like kind of like, or whatever, you like pay her to like.
I just use my assistant and she just responds.
Oh, your assistant. She just responds and like tags people and.
Yeah.
That's how she does. But if it's like an invite, obviously you're going through, like you can't duplicate yourself. I understand that. Okay.
Yeah.
But I get all these people that are writing me like, hey, I've been able to build this Instagram account. And yet I'm sure you've got those people before.
Oh, I just delete those. Like if they're like, do you want to rep my brand? I just delete those comments. I'm like, nope, I don't.
Okay. And then have you noticed with Instagram a time frame that's better, or you just make sure that you post twice a day?
For call to action post, honestly, like 9 p.m. and 8 p.m. is my earliest really that I want to do for that, because most people are younger on Instagram and like 9 and 10 is kind of their jam. Another thing I do is I'll go to, if you find like an account that's really big and you're looking at it and they have a ton of followers, like, they might have 100,000 plus followers, and they have in their, bio, it'll say Kik, K-I-K, and that's an app. It's an app. It's a messenger app, and it'll say their name. And you can message them and be like, hey, do you do features? I'd love to get my account featured. And I'll do that too. And so basically, you pay them to put your post, and I'll make a post with me that says Girl Bosses Wanted. And, it has to be a really specific post. It can't be like you with like a motivational quote or something. It has to be like to the point, like, do you want to join my team or not? For those kind of posts. But I'll do that too, because you're paying them to get a ton of eyes, and you get followers, you get people that respond, and I just make them drop their email. So I get a ton of emails, and then I'll follow up with them there.
And that works for you, like asking people for features. How often do you do that? Just randomly?
I try to do it once a week. That's where my marketing money goes, because I don't do my Facebook like page because I suck at it. So, I probably pay $200 a month for Instagram features, but it's so worth it for me because each feature I usually get at least a challenge pack or coach out of. So
do you set the, when you ask for features, do they set the price, or do you set the price?
They do.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the bigger the page, probably the more money.
Yeah.
My daughter's saying hi.
Hi.
Say hi, how are you? Can you say thank you for doing our call?
Thank you for doing my call.
You're so welcome.
Well, I'm literally so excited because I can take all of these actionable steps and do. I loved 5-3-1, and I've heard it, but I think you explained it the best I've ever heard, which is awesome. And I think that we all are moms or have dogs or I don't know, we always are dealing with loud. It doesn't matter. Okay. I love that. So I just want to thank you so much. My team is going to get so much out of this. And anyone have any questions? Anyone have any comments? We're kind of quiet sometimes. Okay, Lisa does. Lisa, yes. I'm going to unmute you, Lisa. Hold on.
Okay. Am I muted? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I started my Instagram way before I became a coach. So it's mostly just personal and friends. Do you think I should start a new one and do more fitness? Or should I just,
how many followers do you have now?
Over? 250.
It really doesn't matter. If you want to, just start now and just start value. Because if you think about it, people are only going to scroll down so much on your thing. They're not going to be like, oh my gosh, look at all of these pictures of her family. So, just start now and slapping those posts from Facebook onto Instagram. And I think that's fine. It's not a big deal. And I was just thinking this today, but I've seen an Instagram where it'll be it'll feature people's Snapchat story too, because Snapchat and Instagram work together. But so I don't know. I think I'm using a different email account for my Instagrams for my Snapchat. So I don't know if mine is connected. So I was just thinking that today that I need to look into that. So if you have something that's using the same email account as another, things like Snapchat and things like that, you'd want to keep that the same. But I'm not sure. I was literally just thinking that in my head today. So, I don't think it's a big deal at all.
Have you done the similar thing to Snapchat where you can feature your timeline photos or whatever? Have you heard that on Instagram? What is it called?
I literally just heard about that. I feel like I'm so old because I don't know how I missed that, but I haven't figured that out yet. Is it where it's a business Instagram or what?
I don't know. I haven't been on since July 12th, so there you go.
I'll tell you what it is.
Thank you. Hi.
So basically what Instagram has done is they call it Instagram stories, and literally it's exactly like Snapchat. So you can film yourself for 10 seconds and it'll show up, but it's only available for 24 hours and it's only available in the Instagram stories segment, which you'll see if you go to the home icon at the very top. You can see, all that circles on the top.
I thought that was their Snapchat. I didn't realize it was
it's its own thing, but it works just like Snapchat.
That makes more sense.
Where is it at? Where is it at on the Instagram? I don't see it.
You might have to update yours. Go to the homepage, Tiana.
Click on the home icon on the bottom left.
And it's all the circles at the top.
Okay, home, yeah.
The little circle plus at the top lets you create your own.
Oh.
I didn't ever really look at that, and I thought that was your Snapchat.
But it's only available for 24 hours, just like...
Whatever you video is only there for 24 hours, just like Snapchat.
Okay.
Basically what they're trying to do is push Snapchat out of the market.
So that will come up in my Instagram, just like I posted, but it will be gone?
Nope. It'll only be at the top.
You'll be that person.
You'll only see it as all those little circles at the top on the home.
So when you want to do it, you just hit that little plus sign right there.
Yeah.
But it's different than being in the news feed is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it doesn't show up in
It will
the,
be that.
it's just at the top of the newsfeed, just that
Oh,
row.
so like everyone that I follow, they can do it. Okay, I get it.
And that's all of their stories. You got it now.
I know this is totally random, but I know that most of us were at Summit, and Gary Vanderchuck was like, you know, Snapchat. So of course I'm like old and I don't have a Snapchat. So I'm like, I'm gonna do Snapchat. Well, then I was listening to like 3, because my goal was to like implement what I was learning, right?
Yeah.
So I've watched 3 podcasts about Snapchat and all like how it works. So I have an account, I started it. And then like the last podcast I listened to was like, listen, like if you don't have a solid following, Snapchat is not for you, because they can't right now search. Like if they put like April was saying, you can't like search like guacamole, and then if she talked about guacamole, have a hashtag. It's really just people that like you and already know you from other social media platforms that want to kind of see you more. So the person, I think it was Shalene Johnson, was like adamant saying, I disagree with Gary. I know he was at Summit saying this, but if you don't have a solid following, you really don't get more followers by doing Snapchat. And I have found that like, because you have to basically ask people to follow you from your other accounts. And for me, like if I do that, it's just giving the same followers onto a different platform. Does that make sense?
So let me show you this. This is like a stupid video. I did a space swap with my elite poster on Snapchat. And then I put it on Instagram, and then I was like, follow me. And I put my name. So things like that are a way that you can peek. And what I do with Snapchat, it's not so much to like, hey, join my challenge group. It's like, here's my workout, here's my pre-workout, here's my shake, here's my dog. And so it's just another way for them to get to know you more. So it's not like you're going to be selling challenge packs on Snapchat. Right. It's really just people like, that's my person, I love her, she's so funny kind of thing.
Well, yeah, and I think that's exactly what she said. Like it's kind of deeper into your personality, but because the videos go away for 24 hours, the new followers that follow you won't know anything about you unless you're consistent all the time.
Yes, you have to be consistent.
So I was super consistent for a week, and of course, holler back at me. I was like, oh, I have no videos on there because I have not posted, and like, you know what I mean? But I think that
well, you have to go check out this Elvis. This is me as Elvis, and I don't know why they choose this.
Are your 2 platforms Instagram and obviously Instagram and
Facebook? Instagram and Facebook. Yeah. Right. My best friends made me get Snapchat, and I'm like, I felt like I was so old, and now I'm like, it's fun. It's just something simple to do. It's just, it's getting in the habit of reminding yourself to do it. That's it.
And I literally like the filters. They're hilarious. And I do think that my 19-year-old babysitter taught me how to use it. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Get somebody that's like
3 years ago, she's like, you should get
20 and they'll teach you.
And I was like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Just like, back in the day, you guys will all be joking, but I totally was like, why would you text someone? That's stupid. Like when it first came out, I remember going, why would I want to text someone? Like, I don't understand. Why wouldn't you just pick up the phone and call someone? And then it's like, okay, I don't even want to call people now. I just want to text. Anyhow.
Oh my gosh, Sabrina's cracking up at you. She's
laughing.
All fun.
You sound like somebody's
like Sabrina's always on the in, and she knows like everything.
Yeah. It's because I have a bunch of young friends. But I was going to tell you something that I thought about, and just sharing, not that I'm an expert or whatever, but I play around with Snap and I'm off and on. And I feel like what Instagram has done with the stories is going to help me be more consistent in terms of being able to share myself. I think of Snapchat, okay, this is my own reality TV show. Mm-hmm. I'm just embarrassing things always happen to me. So I try to put them on tape and document them because people like to laugh. And I'm fine with laughing at myself. So my goal is to transition into using that more on my Instagram stories because I have so many more followers there than I do on Snapchat, rather than invest my energy in growing my Snapchat. Like I can just do it right on my Instagram and share to people like, hey, I just posted this story. You won't believe what happened. You have to check it out and use it that way. And that way it kind of goes with what you were just saying is that, well, you want your page to be more value. So then my Instagram stories can be, if you really want to see me,
right.
Me.
More fun. Yeah.
Cool.
True.
Well, how awesome was April? She was awesome.
Amazing.
Great.
Thank you so much.
It's so cool that you could be a coach for a month and all the way up to me 5 years and learn so much. I don't know why, but Instagram, I know this sounds crazy, but it's been really intimidating to me. It just is. It's because I totally admit I don't like change.
That's how I am with Facebook Live page.
My life page Facebook is where I make sign all my coaches, all of my customers. It's where I make all the connections. And it's like what's working for me. So it's like, why do I need to do Instagram? But I do, because I feel like I don't have any different content. I just need to find the right followers. You know what I mean? Like, I just need them to find me, and you gave some good ideas. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for taking out of your time. I know that being pregnant, you're like, seriously, do I really need to do this?
You're fine. But the biggest tip I can give you is, like, this year I was like, okay, I've got Instagram. I'm going to focus on my like page. And so I stopped doing features, and I stopped doing as much trying to find people on Instagram, which is literally what got me to the lead. It's how I built my team. And so I was putting my marketing money into Facebook like page, and I was not understanding what I was doing, and I was just wasting a ton of money. So it's not a big deal to go and do something else, but what you're good at, don't stop doing that either. So wait till you're at the point where you can be like, okay, I can add this in. Don't be like, I'm going to switch to Instagram now, because that hurt my business a ton this beginning of this year, because that's all I was doing. And I was trying to jump gun-ho into it. And I was kind of ignoring Instagram. So
what's broke, if it's not broke, you don't need to fix it. Like, I can't just abandon my like page and be like, oh, I'm going to start working on Instagram.
Right.
But I do see, I definitely notice, like, I have 24,000 followers on my like page. And there's some days where I get like 8 likes, and then other days where I get 150 likes, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? But it's just being consistent and showing up and knowing that people can count on you, and I get that. But I'm really excited to add, I love that advice. Just, guys, don't abandon everything and go to Instagram. But I think you can do it concurrently, side by side. As you master one thing, add that in and really work on that. It is my goal in the end of this year, and by 2017 to have a rockin' Instagram account. April, what would you say, consistency wise, like how long it took you to kind of see that this was your jam? Like, was it a month that was into it? Was it 6 months? Was it literally a year? I need a time frame here, April. So give me a time frame.
Well, I will say you need to have some followers for you to have credibility, for you to really start seeing a huge difference in it. So just dump a lot of focus on, I'm going to do 2 posts a day, every day on Instagram, no matter what. And really trying to show you, not being like, here's my perfect salad that I made today. Here's my perfect family. Really trying to just be real and vulnerable, and sharing your story is definitely the thing that gets the most people engaged with me. So just being vulnerable on Instagram is really helpful. Oh my God, it was so long ago. I don't know. My coach did an Instagram training group. And so I went from like 200 followers to probably about 1,000 over like 2 months, because I was doing features. I was focusing on that, things like that. So, it really just depends on how gung-ho you go. But I would say, for everything, like, be here a year from now.
Yeah.
Because a huge difference, started really happening when I was doing features consistently. I was showing up and I was engaging with other people. It's not just being interesting, it's being interested. So that's where that 5-3-1 is so important.
And you do that every day. You try to do that every day, where you have like 5 likes. Go to a person that a new follower or something, and go there 5 likes, and then.
Yeah. Let me tell you one other thing that is really helpful. If you have like 5 people on your radar that you want to start talking to, that you want to like check in with that week. So if you go to, I'm just going to go to somebody that liked my page and go to their.
Can you get my book that you took, please?
All right. So,
Wait.
It has to be somebody I'm following. Hold on one second. Dang it. I can't find anybody I'm following. All right. There we go. All right, so say I'm following this person, okay? And I want to see every post she makes. So I'm going to click on these 3 dots up here. And then there's a bunch of stuff that comes on. And on the bottom, it says turn on post notifications. So you would click that, and you get a little notification every time they make a post.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so people, I'll do that with like 5 to 10 people that week.
And then you'll turn them off?
And then I turn it off, and then I do that. Mm-hmm.
So do you make a list of the people that you're following so that you know? Because you can't, unless you're just a superhuman and you remember everything. I'm assuming that you make a list.
Yeah, I do everything in Streak for Instagram.
Okay, I don't use Streak.
Streak or Teamsy or a notebook.
Oh, I do pen and paper or a notebook. It's worked for me. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I am so excited to take this back to my team, April, and I will repay the favor for you. I'm excited to do your call.
Yeah, me too.
Hold on, honey. Can we take a picture, guys? Don't feel like you need to be. Oh, by the way, I was gonna say I do hot mess pretty well. So when you're like, don't try to be perfect, I'm like, I can rock Instagram with being a hot mess.
Right? I know. Same here.
Okay, everyone smile. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Since we're all, let me see. Okay, let me try one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much, April. I will
You're
upload
welcome.
YouTube, you guys. You better put this in your back pocket for new coaches that want to run their business on Instagram, because this is golden. I'm really just blessed that you took the time to be with us today, April. So you all have a good day, and we will talk to you soon. Okay? Bye-bye.
Bye.